Greetings, fellow traders. Bubble here. It's time for the lunchtime market update for Tuesday, July the 21st, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check and look and see where we are with the market here today. So SPX, boom, up another 15 points here today. So working its way right into the open gap on the weekly chart. So pretty amazing stuff right there, right? Plenty of room on the RSI as we've made our move up here off this bullish engulfing week here with the RSI oversold and got back over the 30 weekly moving average. Now, like I said, working its way into that weekly gap. Daily chart, kind of a doji right here, so it's definitely a narrow range day so far, only 14 points. So a lot of that move is coming from just the gap up here and a really choppy session so far. Let's take a look at the SPY and see what kind of volume we're looking at. So some pretty interesting stuff as we're seeing some sector rotation today, right? A lot of stuff's coming out of the big tech names that we saw yesterday, everything flushing into, and then going into some other names like oil and banks today. So it's very interesting stuff there. Pretty low volume even compared to yesterday's move as we, it's just really interesting seeing us work our way up to all-time highs on less volume. It's just like, okay, all-time highs, whatever, Corona, whatever, Anyway, it's pretty amazing stuff. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So look how super duper choppy it is. We got a little bit of this SPY short right here. It was a pretty nice move. So that was a good one right here. We looked at maybe doing another one here, but it was like, now we're just too choppy right now. So we got those. But one of the big things that we pointed out today were some of the other sectors. So we'll take a look at those in a little bit here. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Again, same stuff here. Right, so this is kind of one of the big areas that we look to get short here. Once we retested this upper trend line from yesterday, we look to get short off of this one. We got a nice little candle off of that right there. So that was a great move right there. Good thing we took profit too, because that thing just really shot its way back up here and then continued to chop its way around. So we don't have a lot of signal zones here today because we're kind of in this uncharted territory right here. So it just kind of is what it's charted territory, but not since before the Corona crash. So some pretty interesting stuff though that we are kind of working our way up into that gap on the S&P. Okay, some cool stuff there. Let's take a look at the micros. Okay, so here's the micros here today. So just again, just really just chopping around here today. So a little bit of a potential test here for the scene of the breakout here, from early in the morning. So we'll see if that eventually does get tested here today. It does seem things are leaning heavy a little bit, but again, we need some sort of confirmation for it to go away one way or the other. Let's take a look at the Qs though. So Qs though, just kind of slow drifting down here today, as we're getting some rotation out of tech and into some of the other names, right? So let's take a look at IWM. So IWM had a little bit better day, had a nice run up at the open, right, and then a nice buy the dip right here on a deep retrace, and then still within the 15-order range. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple is really kind of struggling here today as well. Just kind of a choppy grind down. It's not really flushing. It's just kind of grinding down today. So we'll see how that goes. Again, really choppy type stuff today. It's only down 2 points. Let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla's got earnings coming up pretty soon right here. It's just kind of choppy and grindy here too. It's below the 15 order, but nothing really exciting in terms of volume. Not like yesterday's big move, right? So we're just kind of observing it here and just seeing if it gives us any setups here today. Decent little pop right here, but it's still below the 15 or below. So we're continuing to monitor that one. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the names that were strong today. So these were the ones that we pointed out in our group today. So JP Morgan, beautiful move at the open, right? We saw strength in the banks, so that gave a nice move up right here. And I love the 50% retrace and a nice bounce off of that one. That's one that we pointed out here today. XOM and a lot of the oil names have been really strong today. Energy names strong. So just continuing to work their way up here. Again, if you go to the 15-minute chart, you can just see just a beautiful move, right? Strong candle at the open, just a nice drift up right here. Just tagged the 8 AMA, so let's see if that continues to drift up into the end of the day. But definitely some rotation into oil and into the banks today. But there were some tech names. This is one that we pointed out to our group today as well a couple times. So Roku had some relative strength, right? It was kind of lagging the rest of the market, right? And what do we like about it? We like this flag. We talked about this last night on the live stream. We like this flag right here off this geometric line. We're like, okay, well if we can get above this flag, we might be able to see some momentum. We sure did today. We saw nice buy the dip on this one here, and then a nice little kind of flag breakout right here as well for a nice push to the upside. Members did really well on that one today. So we're right back to the 15-orb high. Let's see how that holds going in the rest of the day. I know we had a chart request earlier too on Tesla, but I normally review that one. We had another one here on Boeing, but I wanted to touch base on this one as well. This is one that we pointed out to members too. We really like this one at the open. Folks did really well on this one. We liked it just basically to ride on the coattails of the the LMT good earnings, right? And so it kind of had a low volume breakdown candle yesterday, and so we were looking for. I like how it gapped above that and started to push a little bit this morning. Now it's kind of blah here as it's retesting the 15 orb high, but we really like that 786 Fibonacci retrace right here. One bounce, two bounce, and it gave a really nice move on that one. So good stuff there. Hopefully that fulfills your the chart request on that one. So let's take a look at Netflix and see how that's doing here today. So Netflix down pretty significantly, right? So we lost the 15 orb right here. Gave it a big red candle off of that one, give you a quick bounce off of that one, and then a nice flush off of that. Let's take a look and see how it's looking on the daily chart. Right, so daily chart here, reversal so far. So let's just see how that holds up. Halliburton, there's another oil stock too. So this is a great one as well. A lot of these oil names just getting some strength today. Energy names, things like that, are doing pretty well today. Some good flow into that this morning. So good push at the open right here. Now it's just kind of holding onto this 15 orb range right here on decreasing volume. So maybe a low volume pullback. Let's see if it gets another bounce here into the end of the day. Piton, there's another one that's always fun to look at. Now this one just pulled back, pretty hard today. Possibly working on a bear flag here into the end of the day. Let's see how that holds. If you go to the daily chart, it still held pretty well. It gave a nice bounce off of the zone here, the upward trend line, and gave a good bounce yesterday. So it's hanging on to 50% of this range. So as long as it holds the ADMA, let's see if we can get constructive and try to work its way back up. And then GE, let's take a look at GE. So this is not one that we mess with too often, but a lot of folks are getting, kind of bullish on it, right? We got a nice pivot level right here. Let's see if we can close above that level, which is about 721-ish. Just try to get out of the cloud, out of these levels right here, get some volume, and see if we can kind of work its way back up and try to shift its trend to the upside. Earnings coming up pretty soon, so, I'm not going to say it's going to, give a big move after that, but maybe earnings will give it some clues on where it's going to go. So other than that, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading day. Again, really choppy out there. Don't force anything today. Again, kind of the big moves were those sectors this morning, so let's see if they have if we're in store for any sort of news type events or anything like that in the afternoon, maybe a sudden tweet or something. So there was some initial stuff from Pompeo on China, and that started to get things going a little bit, but not too much. So anyway, something to keep an eye on. Anyway, guys, I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading day. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game, and I'll talk to you guys soon.